When talking about Tate Martell, this could be stated for a lot of players, especially at quarterback, and with all the shuffling around college football and transferring we see, I just have to think that it's got to be invigorating for a player of that ability level who has been sitting for a couple years and hasn't had the chance quite yet, and now he goes somewhere else, that there has to be this combination of, man, I'm going to prove that I am the man, but also some butterflies that, hey, it's a new locker room, new guys, I've got to adjust to what they're doing. And him going out and being the last guy in the building, as most quarterbacks that are considered franchise guys that are students of the game kind of have through the years proven, a la the Peyton Manning kind of MO, that I got to prove that I'm that guy and that I'm going to outwork everyone and show that, hey, I got to earn the respect.
Yeah, I mean, I think all those things do matter. Obviously, Tate Martell being made eligible or ruled eligible by the NCAA happened at about 3-something yesterday. I was driving home from work. So, there's a long running kind of inside joke kind of on Twitter, but like things happen when I'm away from the timeline. So if I'm, in a meeting at work, or I'm doing something else like on my job on a daily basis, or driving home and obviously, be trying to be safe and not be on my phone. Yeah, that's when, like, I was at brunch. We talked about it. I was at brunch when Mark Rick retired. I'm just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm having mimosas with all these people. My phone starts going crazy. Like, it's one of those things. So yeah, that's what happened yesterday. But I mean, him being made eligible is just a big move. It adds him to the talent available right now. I'm not saying he's going to win the job. He's a very talented player. Like I said, 43-0 in high school, 1,200 or 12,000 plus total yards of offense, all kinds of stuff. He has ability to throw, run, swag, all those kind of things. Like, he has that. But it is good that he is able to be fully involved in the quarterback battle all the way through. And all these things that you're talking about, being the last guy in the building. Yeah, I mean, like, that is like a thing. And I know that sometimes guys do that for show. If you remember, like, on Hard Knocks, when JJ Watt like stayed late and everything, I'm like, yeah, they set that up for television. Excuse me. So that is not necessarily emblematic of everything that you need to see. I do appreciate that there is effort being put in, but there needs to be results as well. So you can stay late, but if you're bad and you stay late, who cares? You know what I mean? So I get that that's half of the battle, but you still need to put it on the field and prove and perform. So yeah, just having, and for him, like, Manny Diaz spoke about it today, just not knowing when that ruling was going to come down, that weighed on Tate Martell from, just all accounts. Like, every day you're waking up, is this the day that I find out? Will it be good? Will it be bad? I have no idea. If they would have said up front, hey, it's going to be, March 19th, then you don't think about it until then. But that wasn't the case. But yeah, having him be eligible and be able to be fully embroiled in this quarterback battle is a good thing for everybody. Now, Jaron Williams is looking really good from all accounts. N'Kosi Perry, I know that he needs to be more accurate. I know that, what we saw last year was not necessarily the greatest, even though he did have his moments. But, if we're rebuilding this offense, like, from the ground up, which we are, maybe take a little of that into account. I'm not being an apologist. I'm just saying maybe there are some other factors as well. If he continues that kind of performance, then obviously he won't be the guy. But N'Kosi Perry's arm is amazing. Oh my God. Like, I mean, he can throw the ball a country mile. And yeah, okay. So, today he missed on a couple crossing routes. We didn't throw crossing routes. We didn't throw mesh routes across the middle of the field before. So it's going to take him a little time to get that. I mean, in high school, they didn't really do a lot of that either. He threw a lot of vertical stuff, Tate Martell reported, or, from everybody's, estimation who's there, he doesn't throw a tight spiral. It wobbles a little bit as it goes. But Jaron and N'Kosi do throw like really tight spirals. And, N'Kosi has this amazing arm. So they all have their positives and negatives. But the good thing is all three of these guys are able to push for the starting job without restriction. And, I think that that's a good thing. And adding a player of Tate Martell's caliber, if that should raise everybody's game. And if Tate Martell comes in and he's that dude and he starts, awesome. If Tate Martell comes in and he's putting in this work and that makes Jaron and N'Kosi work even harder and they step up and they leapfrog him, and now one of them exceeds his performance level and one of them is the starting quarterback, I don't see how that's bad. So I know that people do have their favorites. I'm a long time vocal proponent for N'Kosi Perry. But if N'Kosi Perry is quarterback 3 and whoever else is quarterback 1 and we win games, tough cookies. That's how it goes. But I do think that it is important for all the quarterbacks to showcase that leadership, to be out there and do everything that they need to do to win the job. And hopefully that's what we're going to see.
Terry Bradshaw has said for a long time that the crossing route is the best route in football. And why that would not be instituted in any offense of this caliber with these kind of players at this level, I don't know. To your point about N'Kosi Perry, Martin is writing in saying, hey, ask Cam, why is he still so optimistic about N'Kosi Perry when he had such poor numbers last year and seemed to have problems reading zone defenses?
I am optimistic because I've seen the potential. I'm not necessarily, I mean, like if you throw a ball 80 yards, that means you can throw a ball 80 yards. If you run 4.2, that means you can run 4.2. Now, you're not doing that all the time, but I'm not going to sit here and say that N'Kosi Perry does not have talent. N'Kosi Perry's skill needs to get better. His ability to read defenses, his ability to accurately throw the ball, especially in the short and intermediate ranges, needs to get better. His ability to read zone, like you're talking about, there are things that need to improve. But we've seen these kind of things from him before, especially, I know, obviously, we're going back to high school, but you have to. We've seen some of those good things, and he has the athletic potential, I believe, to realize that kind of performance moving forward. That's why I am hopeful that he has that ability now. And I was trying to wave Mark down. The other thing that happened recently on Monday before practice is that Cade Weldon decided to transfer. And Cade Weldon was not going to start here. And that's just kind of putting a point on it. But I don't see Cade Weldon as having that athletic potential. Now, if he did, you try to work and unlock that. And I have seen that potential. And a lot of people saw top tier potential from N'Kosi Perry. I'm not saying that he will get there. I'm saying that that ability the potential is possible for him. So yes, I'm rooting for him. I want him to get there. But if Tate Martell reprises what he did in high school, ride with that. If Jaron Williams, like I said, leapfrogs everybody and is a franchise quarterback as a redshirt freshman, which we've seen Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, other people around college football as redshirt freshmen stepping into the spotlight and balling, let that happen. But I'm not going to sit here and say that N'Kosi Perry does not have athletic talent. That's the kind of difference. We'll see if that athletic talent turns into, on-field production, but I think that the potential is there for sure.